Okay, it's time for some early Chapter 71 images that have come out for the chapter that reveal some pretty interesting evolution when it comes to these characters and their ascension in their training. Goku, Vegeta, Granolah. The fate of the three characters is colliding. So we got some spoilers. If you stumbled upon this video on accident, I'm going to give you a second to click off of it if you don't want to be spoiled. But let's talk about Chapter 71 spoilers. These are early, so we're going to get more very soon. But we do have the last page of the chapter, and it pretty much reveals, well, let me wait a second. Click off if you don't want to be spoiled, okay? But, okay, time's up. It pretty much reveals that it appears like this chapter is going to be mostly setting up what's going to happen next chapter. I think, and I could be wrong. We only have 3 pages, not including the early drafts. But I think that this chapter is going to be mostly focused on training, but it appears like Goku and Vegeta, and obviously I talked about this the other day when we talked about when I went over the trailer for 71. Looks like they've already finished their training, but we see a lot of it or some of it in these images. Again, I'm being presumptuous because I don't have the entire chapter yet, but let's go ahead and get into it, okay? No more warnings, all right? So here we have Goku in base, and Whis is training with him with the staff. And we saw some of these images in the trailer. Not quite these exact ones, but this concept where Whis is training Goku. And in case you missed it, in case you're new here, of course, hit the like button and subscribe. It helps support the channel so I keep bringing you Dragon Ball content and information as quickly as possible. I'm a little bit late on these spoilers, and I've been swamped all day with stuff. I haven't even been home. But so Goku finds out that the secret to using UI like an angel uses it is to figure out a way to use Ultra Instinct in his base form, so that his base form is always active, that he's instinctually moving his body even in base, and that when he needs to go into silver-haired UI, that he can just tap into it and power up, and it's sort of like an upgrade, like going into Super Saiyan, I guess you can say. So basically putting Ultra Instinct into his base. And so here we have Goku in his base, it appears, and he's dodging Whis' staff, and Whis is throwing his staff at ridiculously fast speeds, right, and using his telekinesis to control it, and Goku's dodging it. So either Goku has completed fully his training into using UI in base, or he's close to it. And the whole idea behind this is so that the stamina problems that we saw Goku run into back in the Moro arc when he was using Ultra Instinct Omen, these should help him overcome that. And then that way when he goes into silver-haired UI, it's going to be only for truly serious problems. I love this panel, by the way. I love action panels like this. It does remind me of the old school Toriyama action panels, and I really like the movement, the way it's sort of shown here. And if and when this gets animated, it's going to look great. Next up, Vegeta. Vegeta learning Hakai. So he's blowing up bigger and bigger objects. We've seen him training with the Hakai. He has learned how to blow up small rocks. Now it looks like he's learning how to blow up big rocks. And here we have Vegeta blowing up a giant mountain right there. Well, it looks like a giant mountain, and it looks like he's getting chastised by Beerus, so he didn't quite do it right. Although I am unsure as to what he didn't do right. Like, I don't know what he did wrong. I don't know if maybe that mountain shouldn't have been blown up or if he didn't do it right. But that shot of Vegeta right there looks great. And he, of course, gets beat up by Beerus, who, unlike Whis, is not a very patient teacher. But obviously that's part of Beerus' character. So there you go. By the way, I'm going to talk about the last page here in a minute, and that's going to be an interesting one because that reveals a lot. We got a big reveal coming up, but I want to tell y'all about these first. And because, the battle with Goku, Vegeta, and Granolah that's being teased, it's going to be more interesting if these guys already know these techniques. Way more interesting. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze, And I didn't want that to be on the recording. Okay, so this is the last page right here. And Elec actually returns, Granolah actually returns home. He's back to Planet Cereal. Now, why is he back to Planet Cereal? He's there, you know, and his hair seems to be growing again for whatever reason. Maybe not, but he's back on Planet Cereal because Elec is manipulating Granolah and moving the pieces around. I did a video with Mr. Senpai last week discussing how Elec seems to be the grand manipulator behind getting these guys to fight because he wants Goku and Vegeta to team up to kill Granolah. That way he's taken care of, and then they can go and take over Frieza's empire. But what I'm confused about is I thought Elec wanted Granolah to kill Frieza first, then Goku and Vegeta kill Granolah, and then they take over the empire. That's what I had always assumed. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a different plan here. But I do have translations for these courtesy of DBS Hype. These are his scanlations. Let's take a good look at these. Not DBS Hype, DBS Chronicles, I'm sorry. The images are from DBS Hype. The translations are from DBS Chronicles. So he writes, very well then, the time to take the revenge for what happened 50 years ago has finally arrived. So at some point, Goku and Vegeta are, I guess, manipulated into meeting up with Granolah on his planet, on Planet Cereal. And he wants to take out the Saiyans first. Obviously, he's going to figure out that Vegeta is the son of King Vegeta and that Goku's the son of Bardock. He's probably going to be told that or figure that out or whatever. Or maybe he just figures out they're just, you know, Saiyans that survived. And he may think that they're actually Saiyans that are coming to conquer again. He might not even know what really happened, like, in detail about what happened. Like, he knows that the Saiyans, like, we don't even know what he knows. We don't know what Elec told him, what the lies are, you know what I mean? But he says here, they're going to strike this planet again, huh? The Saiyans, they're going to strike this planet again. So, he thinks, he's under the impression that, why are there pop-ups in the middle of my video? He's under the impression that they're going to attack. And at the bottom here it says, Goku, Vegeta, and Granolah, the three who never should have met, will finally. So, chapter 72, this seems to be the last page here. Again, we don't have everything yet, but chapter 72 seems to be where the fight happens. But this chapter sets up the fight. Now, I want to know how. I want to know what Elec actually tells Granolah, and if we find out more about Elec's plan. Because I want to know how it's going to work. But it looks like he is going to have Granolah kill Goku and Vegeta, or have Goku and Vegeta kill Granolah, that is. And then at some point they got to figure out how to take out Frieza, because I don't see Frieza in this chapter at all based on what we've seen. But once again, there's still more pages left. So lots of mysteries here. But that is what's going on in Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 71. But we got more spoilers coming in the next 48 hours. So make sure that you are subscribed. Please hit the like button and leave a comment and give me your thoughts on this chapter, on what we have so far. Do you think this is too rushed? Do you think that we're getting to the fight too soon? Would you prefer a slower build-up, or do you think it's just fine? I'm curious. I want to know. That's my big question. Thank you, and I'll talk to y'all soon.